Every week now with the 1.21 snapshots, I say to myself, I think they're getting to the end of the features for 1.21, and then the next week, they roll out a new snapshot that's even bigger than the week before. Next week, they're going to roll out a new dimension out of nowhere or something, but this may be the biggest snapshot of all time. It's crazy. Let's jump into it. So first things first, you can enchant the mace now in the enchanting table, and it has some new unique mace enchantments. Windburst. That's the primo cream of the crop right there. That's the rarest one that you can find. As you see, Density. That's also another new one. There is one addition. I feel bad grindstoning this because you would be excited with this pull on an enchanting table in a mace, but there's also Breach is another enchantment unique to the mace. Those are the three new ones. On top of those, though, you can also apply standard existing enchantments like Mending, Unbreaking, Smite, Bane of Arthropods, Fire Aspect, and if for some reason you want to, you can put Curse of Vanishing on it because, sure. Let's go into the new enchantments because they're very cool and very much unique to the mace, and oh my god, this thing is going to be absolutely crazy. So, first off, Density. They've reduced the starting damage value a little bit for the mace because they've added this enchantment in. So, I hope that I'm understanding this correctly because there's a lot of pers in here, but Density, per level of Density, 1 through the max level being 5, it will increase the damage by your mace by 1, so half a heart, per level, per block fallen. So you fall 1 extra block, you're going to deal an additional half heart of damage at Density 1. At Density 5, every additional block that you fall, you're going to deal an additional 2.5 hearts, if I'm understanding correctly, which is a lot, and why they reduced the innate damage value for the mace because of this. Breach is more rare to get via enchanting, and you can do armor piercing, which is very cool. It's 15% armor ignoring per level, so Breach goes up to level 4. You could ignore 60% of a target's armor. Also, very, very powerful. Windburst. This is really cool and really fancy. Now, I actually thought you could only get it via books in Ominous Vaults, which is a new thing. We're going to get to that. And but we did see it in the enchantment table over there. So either that was an oversight or they're planning to, remove it. Anyway, this is a theoretical kind of maxed out mace here. Windburst 3 Mending, Breach 4, Smite 5, Unbreaking 3, Density 5. And I would like to show you how this operates because you see yeet combos. I didn't explain Wind Charge because I'd rather just show it to you. Let's spawn some unfortunate Zoglins in here, and I don't even need to get in the air first. I can just start here. Yeah, you basically get a pogo stick, and you can combo. Oh my god. It's insane. And you can see now, with Density 5 on this thing, I am dealing way, way, way more damage per block fallen than I was previously. Remember, I had to jump off a pretty high platform in a previous snapshot to do a one-hit on a Zoglin. Now it's just dunzo, gone. You'll notice that it also is doing these additional particle effects, like these ground pound particle effects now. It does the Wind Charge effect, and that's obviously for the Windburst enchantment, but then you have the big dirt particles flying up in the air as well. And again, you don't have to start high up. You just do that, and you get the heights from the Windburst enchantment. Oh my god. Yeah, so the mace is crazy. The mace is the craziest thing that's ever been added to the game. It's unbelievable. Oh my god. Yeah, the only thing that's a problem with comboing is the fact that it knocks everything back so much. And therefore, if you're trying to hit a whole group consecutively, you're going to be shoving them further away, but you can just freaking cool. Look at it, look at this crazy, bro. You're Goomba stomping everybody. What an insane weapon that has been created here. Oh my goodness. That's the mace. That's only a very small part of what we're working with here in this snapshot. So next up, why don't I just take out this pillager captain? And you might be confused to see that I don't have Bad Omen right now. And that's because Bad Omen has been completely reworked. He dropped something called an ominous bottle. We actually got, lucky or unlucky, however you want to phrase it, we got Bad Omen 5 in this ominous bottle, which is the highest level that you can get. So killing a raid captain will net you anywhere from a Bad Omen nothing to a Bad Omen 2, 3, 4, and 5 bottle. So you actually get to choose now when you want to activate Bad Omen. So if we come over to a village, I haven't had any milk to drink since the pillager outpost. We're not bad omening, no raids are starting or anything like that. However, if I were to drink this potion, well, let's first drink it outside of the village so you can see the icon because it's been updated. So I'm gonna drink it here. And now I have Bad Omen 5 and it's been changed to, I don't know, kind of look like a spawner with eyes or something like that on it. Now, this is going to linger on me just like Bad Omen would until I drink milk, which I'll grab from in here. And now, if I run over into the village, right, now I've hit proximity to the village, it's changed into a new thing called Raid Omen, where I have these particles going on, which are very ominous. So let's say I'm like, oops, I didn't want to do that, even though I just actively chose to drink from the bottle. Well, I can drink the milk. The bottle, I should say, if I were in survival mode and I drink from the bottle, it's going to be consumed. If you drink it within the confines of the village, obviously it's going to immediately activate Raid Omen, but you have that grace period of 25 seconds where you can then drink milk and cancel it if you'd like to. This would have saved me in the past from doing some unnecessary raids, even in a recent Twitch series. So, of course, this does mean raid farms are no longer operational. If you're someone who does that sort of thing, I'm not big brain enough for it, so I haven't. But the reason why this Bad Omen change was brought in this update is because, of course, it ties into the trial chamber. So if we go into survival mode here and start walking in, things operate as usual, right? We could set off one of the trial spawners over here, and it's going to start spawning mobs as it usually does. However, what we can do now is we can drink from the ominous bottle, and it will reset the trial spawner, despawn the existing mobs that have already been spawned, and summon new ones that are higher level and can have varying effects and have armor that has trim. Currently, apparently the trim does have the armor has a chance of dropping, but it's not supposed to, and that will be fixed in the future. But this is essentially hard mode for the trial chambers. So now that thing has good, a bit of stake. Awesome. So we have Trial Omen. This is a new effect. This is what happens when you have Bad Omen and you walk into a trial chamber, or you're in a trial chamber and you drink Bad Omen. And here we go. So you'll notice that now all of a sudden the trial spawners, they're blue and they emit blue particles, and oh god, now we're being poisoned by higher level, god, diamond boggy boys. Not ideal. Not ideal. And so these guys can have varying effects applied on them as well. And there we go. We have again, you wouldn't normally get this dropping. It's just for now in this snapshot. This is the new thing. The ominous trial key. It is a 30% chance to drop from an ominous trial spawner, which is just a trial spawner that triggers when you have Trial Omen from Bad Omen. And as you also saw, part of the ominous trial spawners is that you can have random potion drops occurring. That's why I have strength, which is good. There can certainly be other potion drops that are not good to go with it. But now that we have the ominous trial key, we can try to go and find ourselves the new ominous vault. So there's a distinction here, right? When you have Trial Omen, any standard trial spawner will turn itself into an ominous trial spawner. On the other hand, when it comes to the vault, you have to find a specific vault that is an ominous vault. And it just so happens that one over there is such a thing. It's got like the 3 heads. It looks a little bit like gnarlier, kind of. And this will only open if you provide it. See, it matches with the ominous trial key. So this would still be here, regardless of whether or not we had trial omen. We just wouldn't be able to open it until we get the ominous trial key. So if we put this in here, we can now get a loot pull, which is a lot of diamonds, which is nice, but there are, and we'll go over the unique things that you can get from it, things now that only are obtainable from the ominous vaults versus the standard ones, which is when you do not have trial omen, you come into one of these trial chambers normally, you'll get the standard trial key that we have seen so far, and that will be able to access the standard vaults. I'm going to try to find just a standard vault so that you can see that they do in fact still exist normally, despite the fact that we are, here we go. So that's a standard vault right there. That's an ominous one. But all of the spawners here are going to be reactive to our status effect, and they're going to be ominous level. So just, you know, they work differently between the spawners and the vaults, but basically your idea here is you are going for the ominous trial key because, of course, as you might expect, the only way to get the heavy core is from the ominous vault. God, of course, it would be a freaking baby zombie vault. And we're getting potions dropped on our heads. Oh, what kind of weaving? Oh, God. Oh, geez. Okay, so weaving is one of the new effects, and I'm not going into too much detail on the new effects because I have a different setup that we'll go to for that, but there are 4 of them, and they have more of an impact on the mobs than you, other than one of them that will be quite aggravating for me. Thank you for dropping potatoes. What a great reward for me doing the ominous level spawners. Hey, there we go. Let's try one more with the ominous trial key. We'll just see what it is that we get. And maybe it'll be good. You never know. What have we got? Enchanted Gapple. Nice. No heavy core, unfortunately. But again, that's the only place to get it. Let's go through the exclusive things to the standard vault and the new ominous vault. So this is standard vaults. You can get ominous bottles, level 1 and level 2. You can also get the Guster banner. You can get bolt armor trims. And now, this is big. You can very, very rarely get yourself a trident from an item vault here. It's now the only other way that you can get a trident other than farming drowns. So kind of a cool big addition at the lower level for the trial chambers. Now, on the other hand, when it comes to the ominous level, you can get more ominous bottles, so you can just keep doing it over and over. 3, 4, and 5. You can get Density, Windburst, and Breach books, and I did actually confirm on the changelog that Windburst says it is supposed to only be from ominous level item vaults, so maybe it was a mistake that it happened out of the enchantment table in this snapshot. Enchanted Gapples, Flow Armor Trim, Flow Banner, and, of course, the Heavy Core. So that is what you can look out for in the item vaults, along with, you know, the diamond and the other loot that you can get standard. One thing that may be a question on people's minds is what actually is the difference in the experience in the trial chamber with the different levels of Bad Omen? And the changelog didn't really go into it or answer it. So I don't actually know if there is a difference or if that's going to be in a later snapshot. But for now, don't have a specific answer as to how the difficulty scales, if it does. Right, so now that we've been inside the trial chamber, I can flip over to the other side of what we have set up here and go over these new effects that you can encounter when fighting the ominous trial spawners. So we'll start off with Wind Charge. So on top of being rained down upon you, they are potion effects, so you can brew potions for these. 3 of them, I don't know entirely why you would, but you can. So it's a breeze rod combined with an awkward potion. You get wind charged, and it causes mobs to emit a breeze wind charge effect after you kill them. Also would cause you to do this if you died. So, and you can see the trail of particle effects that are coming off of the mobs when they're affected by this, and then it's like a little half-second delay, and then you get blasted back, which maybe knocks you off of a high drop when you're low health or something like that. Just varying degrees of martyrdom. So this is weaving, which we had that you saw inside of there. And this is a cobweb mixed with an awkward potion. And when this is thrown on any mobs, what happens again is that when they die, they're actually going to splash some cobwebs randomly around the area, which that one didn't. Are you going to? No. They don't always. We're trying to make it happen. There we go. There's a cobweb. That could actually be really inconvenient if you're in a bit of a pinch. Here, let's just see if we can get it to happen once more. But all these, they come with, you know, their own, hey, there's another cobweb, their own dedicated particle effects. I feel like, you know what, we should, let's put the mace to use here. There we go. Any cobwebs? Any cobwebs? No. Doesn't look like it. I suppose water might be an issue for them. But anyway, that's weaving. Again, if you die, you may leave some cobwebs behind as well. It's a possibility. The next one is oozing, which causes slimes to spawn upon death. This is a slime block mixed with an awkward potion. And once again, we can get a few spiders out here. Boom, boom. And then here, let's do this. Boom. And then we get some slimes. So then you could just combo wombo the heck out of everybody with this, right? And then you get the slimes, and then you can do another jump, although you might just take them out in one hit, so you're not gonna have a combo wombo to do, but then you have the small ones, and you can combo the small ones, and you can just chain it all day long. Oh my God, it's so cool. Unless the spider climbs up the fences and kind of ruins your combo, but anyway, you see how it works. And then, finally, this one, maybe you'd want to brew it just because you could troll your friends, or me, with my distaste for silverfish. This is actually going to be potentially painful inside of a trial chamber. So it's stone. You brew some stone into an awkward potion, and you end up with Splash Potion of Infestation that gives a 5% chance to spawn 1 to 2 silverfish when an entity, yourself included, takes damage. So it's 5%, which means that the odds of us seeing it here, well, that guy had the slime as well on him, are pretty low. However, the most effective way, and probably where it's going to come to haunt you inside a trial chamber, is if we infect ourselves here, and then we go into survival mode. Eventually, we are probably going to start leaking, yep, there we go, we start leaking silverfish. 1 in every 20 hits or so. There they are, and then they'll start attacking you. And it can, you know, keep going. And then also you'll be hitting the other mobs, and then the other mobs can leak silverfish. So we can get ourselves a real, God, and they're hard to combo with the mace. Oh, I hate silverfish. They did this specifically just to troll me. Oh my God, I can't combo the hits on these guys either. There we go. That was a much better combo, but we're, frick. God dang it, this is so annoying. Then we have the slimes over here. So there are also a couple mobs that will not receive the effects. Silverfish themselves cannot get infested, and slimes also cannot get oozing for obvious recursive multiplying reasons. None of these are actually the real Jerry, so it's okay. I'm also hitting the button with the mace. That's why it keeps applying regeneration to me. So those are the new effects. Again, you can make potions. You could troll your friends with them, I guess, but you'll encounter them in the ominous trial spawner battles that you will face. So this has been a massive snapshot, and there are other little minor tweaks and details here and there that if you want to look at, feel free to check the full changelog linked in the description. I tried to cover some of the highlights. Man, this update's going crazy, dude. Anyway, we're going to be encountering some new stuff in the Hardcore Let's Play series, and thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.